When people think of compounding, they picture money interest, investments, portfolios that double over time. But the truth is, entrepreneurs have been compounding long before they ever owned a stock. They compound through systems, decisions, relationships, and reinvestments that multiply results in ways the market never could. That's how real entrepreneurs grow, not just through investing, but by compounding the value they create. Most people misunderstand entrepreneurship. They think it's about risk-taking or building something flashy. In reality, entrepreneurship is about understanding leverage, using time, people, and systems to create a cycle of continuous growth. It's about turning effort into equity, and equity into a machine that keeps expanding even when you're not watching. Compounding for entrepreneurs starts with one principle: reinvestment. Not just of money, but of time, skill, and momentum. Every success, even a small one, it becomes the foundation for a bigger opportunity. When a business owner earns a profit, they don't see it as spending power, they see it as expansion fuel. They pour it back into marketing, development, new offers, or automation, anything that builds scalability. Over time, those reinvestments compound in ways that pure investing can't match, because they're reinvested into something you control. Control is the key word here. Investors wait for the market to move. Entrepreneurs move the market themselves. They build systems that increase output without increasing effort. A creator turns one video into a library, one course into a brand, one client into a referral network. Each iteration compounds because it builds on the last. Every system, once built, pays dividends that aren't tied to Wall Street. They're tied to creativity, reputation, and execution. There's a simple truth few people understand: your business is the ultimate compounding asset. It's the only investment where you control nearly every variable, from product to profit to process. When you improve it by just 5% in multiple areas, better marketing, smoother operations, smarter reinvestment, the combined effect isn't additive, it's exponential. This is the compounding effect of entrepreneurship, a growth that multiplies from multiple directions at once. Think of how this works in real life. A freelancer improves their client experience, gets more referrals, and increases rates. They reinvest that profit into automation tools that free their time. With that time, they build a digital product that sells worldwide. Each stage compounds the previous one. Skill builds reputation. Reputation builds income. Income builds freedom. And all of it started with reinvestment and leverage. That's why entrepreneurs rarely talk about getting rich quick. They think in cycles, not sprints. Every reinvested effort extends the lifespan of the next. Every new connection, product, or innovation becomes another node in the network, and networks compound faster than capital. A strong personal brand, a loyal audience, a team that executes without you, these are the real compounding engines. The wealthiest entrepreneurs understand that growth doesn't come from intensity, it comes from iteration. One improvement, tested and scaled, can change everything. They obsess not overdoing more, but over refining what works. Because when you refine, you reduce friction. And when friction disappears, momentum compounds. There's also the emotional side of compounding: belief. Every win you reinvest builds confidence. Every lesson compounds wisdom. Over time, your decision-making sharpens, your execution becomes faster, and your risk assessment becomes instinctive. That's why seasoned entrepreneurs seem almost effortless. They've compounded thousands of micro decisions into mastery. Entrepreneurial compounding also thrives on collaboration. The right partnership, mentor, or alliance can multiply your trajectory far faster than solo effort ever could. When the skill sets align with a shared vision, the growth curve accelerates. The right network compounds opportunities, access, funding, knowledge, while amplifying each other in ways that individual effort cannot. But here's what separates the successful from the stuck: how they handle profits. The average person spends them. The smart entrepreneur allocates them. They put their profits to work upgrading systems, hiring better talent, improving products, or acquiring assets that strengthen the business. The reinvestment loop becomes their edge. Because in entrepreneurship, cash flow isn't just oxygen, it's compounding potential over time. Those reinvested profits start generating secondary streams, affiliate deals, licensing, partnerships, or equity stakes in other ventures. The business begins to feed itself, and eventually, the entrepreneur reaches the stage where even their reinvestments create reinvestments, an ecosystem of perpetual growth. This is what people mean when they say the rich get richer not because of greed, but because of systems. Every reinvestment they make compounds, every asset they build spins off more assets. And that's something the average investor doesn't experience, because they're not building something that multiplies on its own. There's also a deep mindset shift here. Entrepreneurs don't look at growth as linear, they see it as geometric. They understand that the first few years might feel slow, but once their systems are in place, everything accelerates. It's the same curve as compound interest: invisible progress, then unstoppable momentum. But with that power comes responsibility. When you're compounding growth beyond investing, every decision echoes. A bad reinvestment, poor hire, or a loss of focus can slow or even reverse the curve. That's why the best entrepreneurs protect their systems ruthlessly. They guard their attention, track their metrics, and only scale what works. They know that compounding cuts both ways. You can multiply mistakes just as easily as success. The takeaway is simple. Don't chase fast results. Chase systems that improve themselves. Compounding begins when your input produces greater and greater output over time. Focus on what scales without needing more of you. That's where true exponential growth lives. So whether you're running a business, building a personal brand, or freelancing on the side, think beyond investing. Think like an entrepreneur. Reinvest your profits, compound your skills, and refine your systems until growth becomes self-sustaining. Because when your systems grow faster than your effort, you've officially crossed into the realm of wealth creation that no market dip can take away.